Hi, today I'm going to work a little bit more on this build that I started in the last blog post. So this is part two, and up to now, just do a quick recap. We've got the external walls in, and we've got the internal walls in to the ground level. That's the ground floor plan. So the external walls, they're okay size wise, we established that, and this wall here is where it should be, and so is this. This is the kitchen wall and the lounge wall. So now these two walls, they're slightly variable. I haven't measured the inside of the building, even though it's my partner's home, but we can adjust these as we work around. So this is the ground floor. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go into the front elevation, because when I was building the levels, they were just sort of a rough estimate. So the second floor level, we need to account for the room height, which I do know is 2 meters 30, so that's 2,300 millimeters. So we can see already that this is not tall enough here. So from the ground floor level, the inside of the floors, up to the ceiling is going to be 2 meters 30, 2,300 millimeters. We also need to allow for the floor, for the second floor level. So that, I've had a look at that, and that'll be 247 millimeters. So if I take the 2,300 mil, the room height from the ground floor level, add on the floor height, 247, and just have a look at the depth of the ceiling. So if we just click on the ceiling, put it onto the ground floor level. So if we edit type, we can find out the thickness. So that's 57 mil. So if we add that on as well, plus 57 mil, that takes up to 2,604 mil. Go to the front elevation, cancel. So we need to adjust this second floor height. So that will give us the room height, it'll give us a ceiling and a floor here. So the second floor needs to be at the top of where the floor is going to sit. If we adjust this and make it 2604. So now what I want to do is I want to check this eaves height, because the ground floor is at the right height. This second floor ceiling doesn't look like it's going to have enough room to have the 2 meters and 30. If I just take a measurement here, so I've got that at 2241. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this to 2300. So we know that our ceiling is going to sit on that line there. So the eaves level will be at 5074. So it's just slightly different to what we'd measured it at. So what I now need to do is take these walls just to the eaves level, and I need to measure this, label this as well. This needs to be labelled as eaves. So if I now go into the ground level and highlight these external walls as such, and make sure that they're all sat at the eaves level. Now I'll go back into the front elevation. You can see that looks much better. So we've got the two room heights. Obviously this ground floor allows for the ceiling and the floor above it, and then the room height here as well. So that's all correct. So I'm happy with that. So what I want to do next is go to the ground floor level and put some doors in. I'm going to work off my floor plan I've got printed out. So I know that in the kitchen we've got some external doors. I'll put the external doors in first, and that's a set of double doors which lead out onto the conservatory. So I don't have any doors in there suitable as it is, so I need to go into the load family. So when I load family, we've got the UK metric families, and in here we've got all the items that we would need for building this house. Sometimes you have to alter the family, and I'll show you that as I'm working. So if we go into doors, it's external doors. So what I'm looking for is, let's look at that. Now that's near enough to what we've got. If we open that, so we catch up, and I'm going to go to edit type, because I'm going to change the colour. At the moment these are wood, so I'm going to duplicate them, because if I just rename this and change it, then the original door here, the original family, is going to disappear. We don't want to do that. We just want to alter what we're going to use for this project. So we're going to call it the same measurements but white. I don't know what I've done there. Put caps lock on, obviously. White. Okay. So now I can go into here. We've got various things that we can alter, but I'm only interested in altering the material. So the glazing bars, the material will stay as glass. The material door and the frame will change. So if we go into door panel, on this little box here, we can change what the door panel is made of. So this is the materials browser, and I know that in here I've got something that I've named white plastic, I think. No, I haven't. It's window frame. I do apologise. And I've set this material just as a white UPVC lookalike. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy that just to save some time, and then change the door panel to the same, frame and the mullions to the same, and the door handle, it can just stay as it is. I'm also going to change the glazing just to glass, because I know that when I put windows in, they'll be glass. So what I want is all the materials that are the same material to look the same. So if I left that as glazing and then the windows were glass, then the two would look different when I came to render it. So that's okay, I'm happy with that. So then this will sit in here. They actually do face outwards, but if I face them outwards, then the windowsill is on the wrong side, and that's for another day, changing that. So I'm going to sit those in there. That's about right as to where they should be. They can be altered at a later date. So if we go into 3D, let's escape that. And you can see that we've got some nice white double doors sat at ground level in here. Yeah, they look okay. Let's look from the inside. Yeah, they look okay. Now, I had a problem with this before. You can see where the wall is, the window reveal. You can see the brickwork, and you want to see the plaster. Now, I believe I did something with the wrapping of the structure, wrapping at inserts, wrapping at ends. I think it was this one. Interior. Apply. Okay. Well, maybe it was both. Let's bear with me. No, it's not. Let me do both. Let's look at this one. Maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it was further down here. No, it must have been on that. Exterior. Yep. Wrapping at ends. Interior. Wrapping at inserts. Interior. There we go. So that's got that sorted. As you can see now, we've got plaster all the way into that reveal. I bet you, I'm hoping, hoping it hasn't gone onto the brickwork outside, but it has. If I take the offset off that, so if if I edit this type, and there should be an offset on here, external offset. If I set that to 0, apply, you always have to put apply, otherwise it doesn't always work. So there, it sits nice and snug into the brickwork outside, and then inside we've got a nice plastered reveal. So that's the first external door. So now we want to put a single external door into the side here. So again, we're going to architecture, door, and we find a single similar door. So it's going to be load family again because I know it's not there. On external doors, it's not an arch, it's got glazing bars. Yeah, something like that would be okay. So again, duplicate. I'm just going to put white. Okay, and again we're going to change the door glazing to glass, so they're all the same, and the panel to the white window frame. Okay, I'm going to place that into the hallway that faces inside, and it faces. So when you want to change the orientation of the door, just flick across the wall, it'll change it either to opening out or opening inwards. At the minute it's opening inwards, which is where it should be. And if I press the space bar, that will change the direction that it opens. So put that into there. And have a look at that from the front, from the side, sorry, on the 3D. And again, you can see that looks quite nice. Make sure there's no offset on that, just to make sure we don't have the same problems we had in the back. We want it to be flush at the front for this project anyway. Yeah, I think that's okay. Right. What I'm going to do now is I can see immediately that this wall here, it's not too bad actually. Not too bad, but it's just cutting into that frame. So let me move that up slightly. This is where there's a little bit of jiggling. Move it around slightly. Because I know that that door opens and there's that wall as you come in, because there's a cupboard under the stairs here. And then this is the entrance wall. So I'm going to put some internal doors in now, because once I put the internal doors in, I can sort of figure out this little area here that's not quite right. I know that there's a cupboard door, and I know there's not a lot of space either side, so it's going to be quite snug. So that'll help give me my width for my staircase. At the moment, we've got that set at 1093. It's probably not far off, to be fair, but I think it probably is a little bit narrower than that. So let's put an internal door in. Door, back to load family, and this time I'm looking for some internal doors. So for these doors downstairs, they've got a lot of glazing in them, similar to the patio doors at the back, French doors. So I'm not sure we've got anything similar. So for now, we'll just put some flush doors on, find some flush doors. Sometimes when I can't find just what I'm looking for, on my computer I've actually got a US metric library, and they have some nice bits in as well. Probably a bit unorthodox, to be fair. Yeah, double glass, no, that's not what we want. We've got some flush doors, I don't like them though. Flush panel. Let's go back into the UK library. now lost. Metric library, US. There we go. So back into doors, internal doors. Sometimes do steal them from another project. I really can't find what I want for this project. I'll use this for now. Okay, so what I've just done is I've just gone into one of my other libraries and found a nice 6-panelled door, and I've just changed all that to white as I've shown you before. And I'm now going to place these doors in the relevant areas. So this one needs to be the other way around. Again, I'm working off the floor plans that I've printed. I'm just going to get this as close as I can without it being an issue. That'll be okay there, I think. And we have a door into the kitchen, which is sort of around this area. It can be moved after. Open to the way. And we have a door into the lounge. Place that in there. Go into 3D. Save the project. Always save. Revit saves hundreds and hundreds of files, but I do like to keep saving. So we've got the doors in there roughly where they need to be. I haven't got any accurate measurements as such. So next I'm going to pop in the ground floor windows and then the floor. So I think, yeah. So working from the picture and the measurements that I took the other day, we established that the windows were all 1445 millimeters. Now, although I can't see past the ivy very well, I would say there's one brick, so we've got 235 mil. So we've got a brick pillar here and a brick pillar here, which splits the windows up. And we've also got 2 bricks at each side. So that's 235 times 2. So I'm going to put some markers on here. I'll do it with some detail lines. So this is our first detail line. So we know then that we've got 2 bricks, which is 235 times 2 is 470 from there to there. Let's modify that. That's going to be 470. So we know that the first window is going to sit there. Now what I can do is I can mirror these 2 lines because it's going to be the same the other side. So I'm going to mirror those. I'll draw an axis in the centre. That little triangle there shows the midpoint. So if I mirror across there, then we know that the second window is going to butt up to this side here. So one's going to sit there and one's going to sit there. So then in between that we've got a row of, I think it's probably just 1 brick high, 1 brick width. So that's 235. So we need, so that's the centre point. So I've got to do a bit of jiggery pokery here. Take that off again. Delete that. If I measure from here to here, I've got 5,640 millimeters. If we take off 5640 minus the 2 bricks, which is 235, that leaves us with 5,170 millimeters. So now, if I divide that by 3, that gives us 1,723. So I'm going to go with 1720. That's near enough. So it might be that these brick pillars are a brick and a half wide or something like that. So I'm going to go with that. So we're going to have a width of 1,720. So I can now go into architecture, window. They're not plain. Let's see what I've got loaded in. I think so. Load family. Let's jump back. Windows. Go back to the other folder. Windows. So I've got all sorts of windows to choose from. Probably haven't got anything quite like. I don't know. That's probably near enough. Have a quick look through. See which windows. No, they're probably better. Yeah, they're none of those, are they? Now we'll put those in, I think. If we open this, again, edit type, duplicate, and these will be 1445s by 1720s millimeters. So we can change the size of these windows here. So we've got rough width, which we know is 1445, and rough height, which is 1720. And we'll also change, and then we've got window framing, that's all good. So if we OK that, now we know that these windows, we've got 3 of these, so I'll just pop them in there. And we know that as a modifier, we've got an align tool here, so we can pop this one up to there, pop this one up to there, and then these spaces, oh, not align, let's go to annotate again, and we'll check the spacings between these. Well, actually, no, we don't need to do it that way, that's the difficult way. We can just align that to the centre. So, where's the centre line's gone now. Just click on it. So we've got 620 that side and 685, so that should be even. So we've got 65 difference, that's 32.5, so going to be a millimetre out, 32.5, so we'll go 33, so we'll give that 655, 652, sorry, 652, 653. It's millimetre out, but you're not going to notice that when you look at it. So if you look now in 3D, we've got the big windows in to the bottom. I mean, ideally these would look a little bit different. I can alter those at a later stage. I'm happy with that. The only thing I didn't count up was how many bricks from the ground level it was. So I'll just do a quick count now. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've got 11 bricks from the ground, external ground floor. So 11 bricks. 11 times 235. So no, that's not right. 11 times 235. 235 times. No, that's not right. Something not right there. That's because I'm counting 235, 85. Sorry, 85 times 11, because it's the width, not the length of the brick. So they need to sit at 935 mil from external ground level. So we've got them on the ground floor level at the moment. So we need to change that to external ground level. And the sill height will be 935 mil. See? So if we go to the front elevation, can now align those to this one. Use the align tool, and they all align up back to 3D, and that's where the window should sit. So I'm happy with that. Door set at the external ground level, it needs to be at the ground floor level. So sometimes you sort of get carried away and in the thick of things and notice things like that, and it's just a case of correcting things as you go. So what else is there that needs to be done? There's a window in the entrance hall. Go back to the ground floor level. So there's a window just here, and I'm not sure on the width of that. I'm going to put these stairs at this wall at 1000. That's probably a little bit better. So 750. Yeah, that's probably about right for a window. So let's pop in a window there. So architecture, window, and that's a plain window. So we may have a plain window in there. So have a look. Yeah, we've got a plain window. Just choose this one. Edit type, and I'm going to change the size of this. I'm going to do it at the same depth as the front windows. So duplicate. So we're going to do it 1445, and I'm going to do it by 750, which is about right for that gap. So the height will be 1445, and the rough width will be 750. Okay, so we'll pop that into here. It should just fit into this gap. There we go. So let's have a look at that in 3D. Okay, it's around the back, and let's have a look at that. The sill height, really, it wants to be in line with the top of this door. That's the rear elevation. And align. And there it is. So we've got in the doors pretty much where they want to be. So I'm just going to pop the floor into this one, and then the next tutorial we'll move on to the stairs. So architecture floor, I'm just going to put a generic floor in, which will be just a ground floor, and I'm going to do it with picking walls. Pick the walls, it should then cut into the walls for me. Finish edit mode. Floor overlaps highlighted walls. Would you like to join the geometry? Yes. And cut the wall. So now you can see here, I've got the floor, ground flooring. And if we think we might have any problems with that, we just drop a section down just to have a look at where that floor is. So yeah, that's fine. It's all sitting on the ground floor. There's the floor, the wall sitting onto that. So that's it for today's build. So in the next post I'll put in the stairs and the second floor, and then I'll start moving on to the roof and how to scale the bricks and choose the right bricks, and make it a little bit better, and add some materials onto the walls, the floors, etc, etc. But for now, that's it. We've got the basic structure of the downstairs, and that's good for us to work on next time.